Kwa yanim ebiemu na kane mampanyin bosu kena John Dramani Mahama wano so edi sembi edi atudwa echiremu se NPP aban no 419 pa sa wo mu bedada wo my Ghana opanyin no echiremu a ensempa ya mampanyin Akufo Addo eni Dr. Bawumia eka ye ansa na wonom eba aban emu ya enei sikasam akwakwa bibia ho aya basa ya wo mu chiremu se eya Russia eni Ukraine entokwa ene COVID ene desa ahokyere nyina aba no na kyese wuhu nipa na wasuro no kane kura no no omudi ahye wono kane mampanyin John Dramani Mahama si wono ene ode ahokyere nyina aba my Ghana enei eno asesa ene omudi akwakɔhye eye Russia ene Ukraine entokwa ene afa COVID enso omatwa ho ede abea ho wasi aban yi nka no kure bako NDC amanyo kodi ma lawyer fo wo mu kodi nhyiamu kese pa ena JDM ede ensemi etuja.
Our motherland is in deep crisis. Our economy is in a dire situation. Our economic fortunes deteriorate with every passing day. And this places our democracy in danger by the stress that it places on our people in respect of their daily survival. Ghana is facing an unprecedented economic tailspin of runaway inflation, which is currently measured at above 30%, a fast depreciating currency trading above 10 cedis to $1, an unsustainable debt burden exceeding 90% of GDP, with the inclusion of the recent Bank of Ghana financing of the debts, the AfriExim facility recently approved by Parliament, the Sino Hydro loan, and the collateralization of our debt fund and our energy sector levy. This threat to the progress of our dear country is completely self-inflicted by a government that has proved to be the greatest political scam in the history of the Fourth Republic.
This is Angel 102.9.
Eti da trese ensam no ena aba abetoja no kane mampanyin bosuke na John Dramani Mahama
Omampanya bi de akire Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wada tudwa wo kire se ewum se nema bebre akutia empuntuo COVID o ma boso a Russia ne Ukraine tokwa ende keka ho so wonum nyina achi NPP aban ekoso a eye de obetum se de be ya di mpuntuo ene enkoso ebeba na wode nsem ko tudwa abra no kasa wo centenary anniversary Salvation Army Ghana Church na Dr. Bobo ne man bebre so o se free 2017 na Addo ene na NPP aban betra kunwa so yi o ma ye bi papa do kafa Ghana card huni.
And it is important that in the midst of the economic crisis that we find ourselves, that many countries across the globe find themselves, it is important we recognized how far the Lord has brought us. For the first time in our history, we have successfully issued a national ID card with a unique identity. This is the Ghana card. Through this card, we found 14,000 ghost workers at the National Service Scheme. And we have saved government 112 million Ghana cedis every year by finding this. Through this card, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust found ghost pensioners, and since 2018 has saved 347 million Ghana cedis.
We enye empuntuo no ebia na we Dr. Bawumia what say ghost names enipa ni ho no so bosom so a na aban atue sika de mankofu bi na wo ma cha gumbotom wadi abra obi anya dwuma se nipa na wuo so wote ase se obi akora ni ho kora che se maame watam o se motia na edin hwehwe sa ne nkofu ogidi enam Ghana card ne so ama aban atime akora sika ya esom eye Ghana CDC opepem ahasa aduanan enson ya sika we se nyina nke waste kan kofo agye di kwa enti aboa pa afa wo man enti anamon a aban so atuo ede aboa one district one factory.
For the first time in our history, Ghana is implementing one district one factory. our government has facilitated the establishment of more factories than any other government since independence. For the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic, we have established an automobile industry with vehicles like VW, Toyota, Nissan, Peugeot, Sinotruk, all being assembled in Ghana. For the first time in our history, Ghana has paperless clearing at the ports.
And to Canon Kauniama ebe drew ports na o babe ya for ha come officer we be a punu way kwabra bra na nkrata twitwi de mu atete ya fara hodo ni nyina wa yiri nyina fra ma sese bibia paperless bibia contemporantem e wo port enema yi mu enu achi sesi an chese free 1957 edeba aban bia no ho no watimi bia factories e wo Ghana han mo eche na Addo aban ti aban ye bi ene de waye wo kwa cars ahodo ya e wa monane wo mo plant ahodo e ba ha ni nyina so abobo so bia ne chese aban ahokyere nyina mu waye bi pa afese ne a waye e dia fa Ghana passport ho.
We have digitized the process of passport acquisition. So today you can apply for your passport from home, and when it is done, it will be delivered to you at home. For the first time in our history, Ghana has digitized the process of obtaining a driver's license. It is a world-class service. For the first time in our history, Ghana has implemented the Ghana.gov platform, a one-stop shop for public service delivery. We have onboarded 1,018 government agencies on the platform. So if you want to apply for anything, go to Ghana.gov, make the application, pay, and you will get it. You don't have to contact anybody or pay any bribes.
Eti honorable wa wani ho ne akwo secretary ko ya buku ni nyina we twam na chese aban aye bi pa DVL bibia wutifie computer wonu bi a onana bi kura ni computer kura timi mo ye ma na wo driver license na ye ready passport yenkosa line bio wo ye ya ready pen no ma fro no chese ye de wade abro na chese aban aye bi papa afi national health insurance nso ya akọ edama adusuafo ene students loans no nyina wo se NPP aban wo mo abom ho bodne pa ewo.
For the first time in our history, Ghanaians can renew their NHIS membership from their mobile phones. They don't have to go anywhere. For the first time in our history, Ghanaian students can apply for student loans without the need for a guarantor. All they need is their Ghana card. For the first time in our history, Ghanaians and law enforcement can find out the insurance status of any vehicle on their mobile phone using the motor insurance database. So if I dial the USSD code and put in any vehicle number, I will know whether it is insured or not insured.
Enti kaya insurance e wo ho ani de bi ne ho nyina obetimi atra no wine bibia ne nyina eye ka nanso eye mpuntuo ene kofa bente aban aye afa momenti de aban timi aye e de afa ambulance a wode ama constituency bia e wo Ghana ha no mo na afi pensioner sakana no musika bosumi aso old man anase oledi de kakra kwaje no bro bebre na chese bi okra de butumi fu ana butumi paba wo se ne enka kra sese bibia sa enho bia aye contemplantem e woni jemu.
Universities. For the first time in our history, Ghanaian pensioners can obtain their SNIT pension just 10 days after making the application. For the first time in our history, Ghana has implemented a nationwide e-pharmacy. We are one of the few countries in the world to have a nationwide e-pharmacy. And when you go to the hospital and you are given a prescription, you can go to the e-pharmacy and find which pharmacy has the medicine and know how much it is. You can order for it, pay for it online, and it can be delivered to you at home.
Angel 102.9.
Anu achi edura ho kire brem no aban enkoa ne Ghana bakosem no otimi emma ensuo free so obia no nsuo ya wontu aka aban sa ma electricity free baby amo anan kofo ntimi ntua ni nyina aban we wo so mpe na apede ben.
Not insured. For the first time in our history, Ghanaians were provided free electricity for lifeline consumers for a whole year during the height of the COVID pandemic. For the first time in our history, Ghanaians were provided 50% reduction in electricity tariffs for non-lifeline consumers during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. And for the first time in our history, Ghanaians were provided free water for a whole year during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time in our history, government has provided free Wi-Fi to most senior high schools, 42 colleges of education, and 13 public universities. Not in.
Dr. Baumia was a kuwaka wabeka sasa nanka news no anka yenwiene. Now for the first time in history bi and Zongo Development Fund and also omutimi dibi ebai.
One ambulance. For the first time in our history, we've implemented the Zongo Development Fund. For the first time in our history, childhood cancers are now covered by the NHIS. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in our history, we are implementing free vocational and technical education, and we have established the Ghana TVET service. And for the first time in our history, our government has implemented free senior high school to help our population. So, ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding the current economic challenges, we have a lot to thank the Lord for. We are transforming this country, and we are putting in place the systems to do so. We believe by the grace of God, we will get out of this economic crisis, but we will continue soldiering on like the Salvation Army continues to soldier on.
This is Angel 102.9.
Enti Dr. Mahmudu Baumia Ghana Mampani ya Facebook for waka said na ibinum abon brane say for the first time in history. What's it?
I abedi achire.
Na bedi achire, Mampani abedi achire. Enti na twa here Facebook no so. Waka said na ibin medika for the first time in history no aka be so. It's a said for the first time in history. Lecture no dinner that's one for the first time in history. Na aye kama pa na mum we be se menka Dr. Baumia sa Dr. Wure Free Bakon. For the first time in history, $1 is to 10 cedis.
And for the first time in history, ye ko jaso. Na ya hwe ne a ekọ no kwasebe wo mu